What is up, tubers? Welcome back to another draft here on Arena. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to check out cardkingdom.com/Numot for all your Magic card needs. It is release day of Final Fantasy Draft. I think this video is going to go up a day after, but you are now able to play Final Fantasy on Arena and Magic Online if you prefer that as well. So let's jump right into this Premier Draft. We've opened the Regalia. Pretty nice vehicle. I'm going to be taking it here. 4/4 haste for 4 that whenever it attacks, you guaranteed are going to get a land from your library, assuming there are lands left in your library. And it's not just basic, right? It's the first land card, so if you have any number of towns and whatnot, you can hit those as well. And the crew cost only being 1 makes this very good. We've opened some okay uncommons. The second best card in this pack, I don't actually know what it is. It's actually a little bit weak overall. So taking a nice, I'm not going to call it a bomb, but a very solid colorless card. Pick one, pack one. Great. And give us a little bit of time to see what we want to take to follow up. Okay, good follow-up pack. A much better follow-up pack than what we passed. We have a Dark Knight's Greatsword. I think this card is actually pretty cool. It's effectively a 3-mana 4/1. But it has the job select, so it's an equipment that you can move around simply by paying 3 life. And if you're an aggro deck, then being able to equip for 0 mana is insane. Choco Comet, nice little fireball effect here. Red X, any target, and you get to make a bird. So the baseline is you can make one of the Chocobos for 2 red mana, and then of course the later the game gets, the more mana you have, the better this becomes. Works pretty nicely with the Regalia. I'm going to be taking that one. We also have a Thunder Magic, another one of Red's best removal spells. Starts off as an instant speed red mana for 2 damage, and then it scales the further you go. We also have a Q Gourmet here, another good one, but I'm going to take the Comet for now. Aether and Priwen. This is not a good card, but it's a fun card, maybe? There are ways to cheat this onto the battlefield, but for the most part, I would recommend not playing this card or taking it very early in a draft unless you already have a lot of the combo piece or synergistic pieces. So I'm going to be passing that one. We have a Magitech Armor, another decent 4-mana vehicle here. 4-mana 4/4 that makes a 1/1 with only a crew 1 ability is pretty nice. I guess otherwise this pack is another one that's pretty weak. Yeah, just a lot of filler here. So I think the Magitech Armor is going to be my choice. Okay, this is a fine pick 4. I've had some good experiences with Crystal Fragments. It is a Leonin Scimitar, basically on its front side until you can get to 7 mana. And then once you get to 7 mana, you can flip it into a 4/3 flyer that can prevent your creatures from dying for a little while, and then the tap down's really good too. Summon Esperama is very good as well. 4 mana 3/3 that can shoot a creature based on the number of non-creature, non-lands in your graveyard when you cast it. It does die rather quickly. It's one of those sagas that only has 3 chapters, so, you know, the first turn you play it, chapter 1. Second turn, okay, you get to attack. Third chapter, it triggers again, then it dies. Ultimecia is really fun. Time Walk on a stick. There's also a Black Waltz here. I'm just going to take the Rama for now. I don't know if that was the best choice, but I think it's okay. Alright, some more uncommons here. This is an okay counter. It's not bad. I don't think it's a high pickup. Shambling Seath is just an okay value 3/3, I feel like. Fate of the Suncrist. This is the, maybe not premium, but this is the classic common white removal spell. 5 mana, kill a non-land permanent, or target something that's tapped for a little bit less mana. The Keycurn Merchant, I like this card quite a bit. At its base is a looter, and then later on you can Ancestral off of it. Probably just going to take the Crossroads Village, I think, though. This is just the safe pick. Tap town, but you get to choose the color, so always going to make every deck. Oh, there's a Queen Brawny here. Capital City. I think this is my favorite town in the format. It just classically does it all. It adds a colorless, so it doesn't enter tapped. You can immediately use it for mana. It filters if you need that, and it also has cycling. I might move into like blue-red spells here, depending on what else we see. Okay, this is one of the special guests. This is the Stroke of Midnight. Not bad. 3 mana white instant to kill a non-land permanent, and it only gives your opponent a 1/1 is solid, actually. White Mage's Staff. This is a good 2 mana creature in white. It's a 2/2 that whenever it attacks you gain a life, 3 to equip, but it has all those artifact synergies and whatnot. Haste Magic is fine. There's a Baron, Airship Kingdom I could take. I guess I should just take the Memories or whatever, the Stroke of Midnight there. Oh, yeah, and that was a good pickup because now we can take the Crystals Chosen, which I am a huge fan of. Now, 7 mana in white when you're trying to be more aggressive, okay, that feels a little bit awkward, but this card, when you cast it, it feels very hard to lose. The floor of this card is 7 mana for 4 2/2s, which is a decent rate, and then it just gets better and better the more creatures you have. There's a Wyvern here. There's a Summon Girlfriend Ifrit. No, I like the Chosen too much. Oh, and we wield the Zidane too. Okay. So this is an Act of Treason equipped to a 3/3 that also gives you a treasure when that creature goes back to the opponent's side of things. I would not be surprised if all 3 of these are like honestly better. I just haven't played with the Zidane before. So like we're going big red-white. 4 mana, 4/3. I think I'm actually going to take the Blitzball here. We have some legendary creatures already. I'm going to take the Coral here instead of the Fragments now, though, because I just need some early game plays. Oh, double Merchant, last picks. All right. Pack 2, opening a Kane Traitorous Dragoon. This card is bad. It's just too high variance. What is this one? Oh, Farseek. That's good. Quistis Trape. I think this is a very good uncommon. People often don't realize that this hits anybody's graveyard, so it's not just your own grave. It's not just a Snapcaster Mage. You get to hit something from your opponent's graveyard if you want instant or sorcery. We'll take the Fire Magic here. This, yes, is probably a little bit awkward in a red-white deck. However, since I'm big red-white, I actually think this is okay. I can always craft a scenario where that favors us. Oh, all right, maybe we get to have some fun. Gilgamesh, I think, is one of those more for fun cards. And this is probably early enough. Well, I have no equipment right now. Yeah, the base of a 6/6 for 6 isn't bad. Excuse me. Like, I'm probably supposed to take the Suplex here. But you know what? Let's have some fun. I'm going to take the Gilgamesh, and now we're going to look to pick up every single one of those hero cards, job select cards. A Moogle's okay. Actually, we have the Mountain Cycling and the Plane Cycling cards in this deck, or in this pack. This is a very good pack still. Pixie, fantastic. There is an intervention here. Minstrel. I will for sure build around this card at least one time in the format, but I'm going to have to open it or get it early enough in pack 1, because clearly I can't take that right now. But this is the Towns Matter Overrun Pumper. So yeah, it's just one of the land cyclers. I mean, I guess I could take the Airship. I'm not huge on this one. I guess the Hill Gigas is better. Oh, that is huge. 4th pick, Joshua. 3 mana, 3/4 that rummages up to twice when it enters if you want to. And then 5 mana to flip it into a 4/4 flying lifelink that immediately drains, effectively, your opponent for 2. For the first and second chapters, and then it returns Yeah, this card is amazing. Wow. Passing a job select kind of sucks, but that's not the one we want anyways. Okay, let's take the 4 mana job select now. Although, I will say Ash doesn't look terrible in our deck. Oh, wait, 3 artifacts? Okay, maybe not good. But presumably this would get better, but since I've already taken the Gilgamesh, I need to make sure I get some more, or rather, equipment, period. Like, Red Mage's Rapier is not a good equipment for this deck. The equipment that you want for this deck are the ones that produce 2 power creatures at the base. But that being said, I'm going to take it. I want this card to be good so badly. I just don't have enough creatures. I don't need a second Aerith rescue mission. I guess I'll just take it, though, to cut off the color. Oh, man, another rescue mission. Gladiolus Amicitia is real good, too. Might splash for that. Okay, this time we'll take the white land cycler. I might not be able to play Gilgamesh. Because right now, I don't want to be running anything but like the sword as far as equipment. And if I only have one equipment, this is a glorified 6/6 for 6, you know? Looks like the red-green landfall deck might have been pretty open. But we did get that 4th pick Joshua here in pack 2, so it's not like I'm in a bad spot, presumably. I guess how many non-creature spells do I have in this deck right now? 8. I mean, I probably have enough non-creature spells that we can run the Red Mage's Rapier, but yeah, just looking for other ones. Danitha, Minwoo, Delivery Moogle. Those are 3 decent opens. I don't think we want the Minwoo here, but I'll certainly take a Danitha. The only thing here is that the Moogle does grab an artifact, but I guess it's only has 1 target right now, so we'll just take the Danitha. Getting past a Zeldinched. Alright, I have 2 better choices here, though. I either take the White Mage's Staff or I take the White Auracite. Probably want the removal. If anything, I don't mind just cutting the Gilgamesh, but the Auracite is not only removal, but it also ramps me up to the big spells. Right? Man, I feel like the White Mage's Staff is super important, but yeah, I'm going to take the Auracite there. How good is our Esper? 2 instants, 3 sorceries. Most of the time, the artifacts aren't going to be going to the graveyard. There's another chance at a Thunder Magic. We'll take that. This is a weird red-white deck. Oh, Stiltskin. Nice. It's a very good one. Oh, there's a Monk's Fist 2 for a 2-mana equipment. There's also Call the Mountain Chocobo, which is great. Nah, Stiltskin is good. Another Joshua! Whoa! Hello. Passing another Phoenix, or Monk's Fist there. Return any number of target creature cards with mana value total 6 or less from your graveyard. Yeah, I mean, this card is just great. Another chance at an Ash with 6 artifacts now. That's a little bit better. Though it does feel like Prompto Argentum is a better card for us. We have a lot, like, our vehicles are ways to trigger the Prompto while still kind of making a creature. Giot, King of the Dwarves. Whenever this or another dwarf you control enters, and whenever an equipment you control enters, you can rummage. That's pretty hot. We don't have any other dwarves, and we only have 2 equipment, which is hilarious, but still. This is like the least equipment I've ever seen in a red-white deck, and admittedly I have passed some, but I don't even feel like we've passed too many good ones necessarily. So I'm guessing the Gilgamesh is going to be a cut, which means I can cut the Rapier. Yeah, see, this is just a 2/2 for 2 in our deck, basically, so we'd rather have the Tender. Can probably cut the Aerith Rescue Mission. I'm wondering about this Rama. Another Moogle, I guess. What's the wording on this? Total mana value 6 or less. Oh yeah, so that's really good with all the land cyclers. Because while you would probably only be bringing back one card with the Joshua trigger as opposed to multiple. I mean, that's still a good card to have. Probably don't need Blitzball in this deck then. But I do have a lot of legendaries. We wield the White Mage's Staff. That's cool. Very good. Still can't play. Still can't play the Gilgamesh. Pretty sure we want to run the Call the Mountain Chocobo too. Oh, and the Monk's Fist. Okay, alright. Well, I can probably cut some of these land cyclers now. Probably don't need 2 Moogles, for example. It's a lot of 4-mana spells. I guess let's double check how good this Esperama is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that are realistically going to go to the graveyard for it. That's probably not quite good enough. So it looks like we have no 4-drop creatures, but 1, 2, 3. We actually do have like 4. I mean, I guess I don't really need the Monk's Fist since I'm not going equipment based anymore, but I guess they're still fine with Giat and stuff. Excuse me. I mean, I could probably get away with 16 lands with double land cycler. But man, if you look at our deck, we really want to hit our 4th land on time. And I guess with the double Joshua, I don't mind as much running 17. Because we can rummage them away. We also have Giat to rummage away. So I think 17 is good here. I mean, if anything, the Zidane's actually not that good. Oh, it actually has synergy, though, with Stiltskin. Whenever an opponent gains control of a permanent from you, you create a treasure. That's funny. Okay, maybe I just Call the Mountain Chocobo then. Nice. Looks like a pretty solid red-white build. Not maybe your classic red-white build, but looks like a solid one. Ship this and go off to round 1. Alright, well, this might not be the best decision as Arena went down for a little bit. But we'll see if it holds through now as we move on to game 1. Pretty good looking hand. Target opponent gains control of another target permanent you control. If they do, you draw a card. Got the Stiltskin Zidane combo. Whenever opponent gains control of a permanent from you, make a treasure. Apparently, I was seeing some posts online. This is the biggest release, or biggest, most active users, rather, for Arena on Steam. So, Final Fantasy is definitely bringing out the folk. Gonna get on Moogly. Alright, ideally we draw something to do on turn 3 here. That works. Only bad if they have, I guess, exactly a Syncopate, since for the Sabo Tender, we're going to play the land after we play it. That's pretty funny, because now I can gift it to them and draw a card. Well, actually, if I do that, I guess they could still... You know what? I actually don't want to do that. I want to just push the damage, because if I gift that to them, then they still get the ability, so if they ever cast something large, they'd get a free treasure, you know? Right now, my opponent is simply just getting beaten down here, so... Sure. So we Zidane their Shiva, and then kill him. Alright. Not much of a game from our opponent. I kind of just played a bunch of random creatures, and they did basically nothing, so... A win's a win, I suppose. Game 2. Okay, easy keep on the draw here. One land lets us play Danitha. And obviously a red source to unlock a few of our other goodies would be fantastic. Turn to Garnet, huh? 2/2 lifelink, whenever it attacks, you can remove a lore counter from each number of sagas, but I want a counter, okay. I don't think there are too many green-white sagas that cost 3. There's like the Choco. That would be annoying. Magic Pot. Whoa. Did not expect to be running into that one. Yeah, I guess I'll attack and gain a life. Cool, and they didn't even want to block with the pot. 1/4, when it dies, make a treasure, and they can exile a card from a graveyard. Seems very much like filler, unless you're running an artifact strategy. Which there is an artifact deck in the format, but I don't think it's green-white. Isn't it like blue-black or something? I'm gonna kick Danitha. Mountain, please. There's the fat chocobo with the garnet. But fortunately for us, we have a decent double block now. Then I guess I can just memories, or rather Stroke of Midnight, the fat chocobo here. Because it would also be making a second token. And I'm doing this on their upkeep, so that the 1/1 token is affected by Summoning Sickness. Renault was pretty bad for me too. Whenever it attacks another target creature you control, gets +X/+X for each creature you control. I mean, what can you do? That 1/4 shouldn't be attacking. I gain a free life off of that. Oh, do a tapped red source too. Good beats. Well, I think that about wraps it up then. Feels like this was the opposite of the previous game. They really should not be attacking with everything, though. What is going on? Gain control of target creature opponent controls until end of turn. Untap it. Gains lifelink haste when opponent gains control. Okay. I need the blocker, which is why I don't think I could attack with the Stilt Skin. It'd be wild if I could somehow pull this off. Opponent's made some loose plays here, maybe give me a small chance. Cycle, okay. That pumps all of their creatures. Yikes. At least it doesn't give them trample, but I think that probably wrecks us. Dang it. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I go to 1 here. Okay. Well, that's what I needed to draw. Gives me a lot of blockers. So you have to discard cards to draw cards. It's not like the wording is discard up to 2 cards, draw 2 cards, you know. Okay, they're still making wild attacks here. Again, I can't beat them drawing anything, but alright, so obviously chump here. Double block trade here. Eat here. Trade here. Would suck if they just had a second Renoa, but... Anything else? Nothing? Holy smokes. Actually, I guess we want to discard Queen. She doesn't really do much here. I can attack. Go to 5, 6. Wow. So the Choco is dying next turn because it's going to be on its final chapter. Chocobo kick. That's brutal. Alright, well, I have to chump. So I go to 3. And then we drew our other Joshua. That's great. So yeah, I get to attack here. Then I get to Arasite, the magic pot. Then Joshua. I don't think we're discarding, though. Okay. I probably didn't even need to use the white Arasite, honestly. That was probably loose. Okay, well that takes up their turn. What did they hit? Kenrith! Whoa. That's very powerful. But they only have green and white right now, so that's not the end of the world, and they would have to spend the full turn to cast the Kenrith. So let's just flip the Joshua. So they have 7 mana, so they can make Kenrith a 6/6 if they play it. That's their best shot. I don't know what this does. During your turn, Yuna and enchantment creatures you control have Trample, Lifelink, Ward 2. Beginning of your end step, return up to 1 target enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Holy crap. Well, that's absurd. That is disgusting. And they're gonna get back the Summon Chocobo next turn as well. Holy smokes. Gross. But I mean, I'm back to 20, and Phoenix's final mode is gonna trigger here. So we can get back Zidane and steal something for the win? Crazy. There was a point in this game where I was at 1 life. It's wild to think about. Okay, they're just gonna gain life this turn. So what happens when I steal Kenrith? I only have the white and red abilities active. Well, 3-2 doesn't make sense, but we'll take the free food. Okay. Alright. I mean, it's gotta be Kenrith, right? Zidane, rather. And we can give everything Trample Haste. Let's see, they go block here. Is this lifelink? No. 3, 4. 3, 4, 8, 14, 15 with the Monk's Fist equip. Crazy, crazy. Holy smokes. What a wild game. Opponent's deck looks absurd, but they got a little bit too careless, thinking that I was just gonna fold. But we managed to stabilize it at 1 freaking life here. And then get ourselves all the way back up to 29 in reverse. Wow. What a crazy, crazy game that was. Okay, and just like that, we're 2-0. I am on the play. If this was a mountain cycler, it would be a very easy keep, but I suppose I'm better off mulliganing. Wow! Very, very unfortunate. Alright, well, let's pitch the Stroke of Midnight and really need to find a mountain. Not a double red card. Alright, mountain next turn, we have a chance. As they have the staff there on turn 2. Good beats. I mean, what can you do, right? We have an even split of land. We're on 8-8-1. And both openers just didn't have any red sources. Oof. Okay. Oh my gosh, so punished. That's very unlucky. So brutal. It's a good one. 5-4 flying, surveil 2. So we want to draw another land here so I can Auracite the Valkyrie and then Prompto, I guess. Couldn't do it in the reverse order because I wouldn't have the mana, of course. We're just so far behind, having stumbled that little bit, though, that we might not be able to come back. Danitha pass. Okay. We're gonna go like this. I have the treasure to pay for a syncopate if they have it. Then I'm gonna pass for the turn. We're holding up Thunder Magic for 1. They have an Ambrosia. Sure. We're still pretty dead here, it feels like, but this game seemed like it would have been very easy if we had just ripped a red source a little bit earlier. Actually, you know what I can do here? If I comet for 2 or more, the Prompto makes a treasure for us, and that's going to give us enough red sources to cast all of our spells. I mean, I'm still losing this game, don't get me wrong, but our opponent still has 6 cards in their hand. Wait, what? Oh boy. Well, I guess I'm going to crew the Regalia, and then they're going to kill it or something. Something bad's going to happen to me here. What is this? Cloud? Okay. So they get to search for an equipment, put it in their hand. Paladin's arms, and they have a Magitech armor. Okay. I feel like I kind of have to attack. They just have too many cards in their hand. Alright, didn't lose anything too important. Kind of just looking for the crystals chosen. Or do I have a way to get rid of their Auracite? My Auracite's already on the battlefield. I don't think I have a way to get rid of another artifact. Oh wait, I have Stroke of Midnight, but that's on the bottom as well, right? Yeah. Okay, so they're going to gain 2 life on the Cloud attack. Oh, I need to kill that. That's more relevant than the Magitech armor. Yeah. How much do I need? pay 7 to kill their 3/5 with that. If I don't do it now, they can sack the ramen and draw a card. I can't attack anymore now. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, they actually gave me a little bit of an out here. They attacked with their 1/1 token, which, if they don't have anything, means I can first strike it down and not die to the 4/4 hitting me. Okay. Oh, man. Brutal draw, though. Oh, did I miss an attack with Danitha last turn? Forgot she has Vigilance. I may have missed an attack with Danitha. That is very possible. Oh, Delivery Moogle's so good. 4 power, 3/2 flying. They get to search their library or graveyard for an artifact with mana value 2 or less. So they have the Sage's Noloths in their graveyard. Oh, they also have a Lunatic Pandora. It's to surveil and destroy something. And that's going to be able to kill my white Arasite and get back their 5/4 flyer. So, think we're without outs now. Ah, that sucked. It actually feels like what happened is we got screwed into flooded. Like the worst possible, huh? Remember, I was stuck on mono white at the beginning. Alright, so forced chump. I mean, even if I draw... Yeah, I just don't think we have any outs. Classics. Ay. But that was already a mulligan, right? That was a mulligan to 6 that had white and nothing else. I guess maybe I should have gone to 5? Maybe that's where I lost that game. Maybe that game was lost in not taking extra mulligan? I don't know. I don't know. Just good beats. Okay, there we go. It's a good opener. Oh, sorry if you can hear that. Hopefully the microphone is muted enough. Town Greeter, alright. So I might have to cycle off my Moogle. Oh, no, we don't need to if we don't want to. Although I do think it's probably still right to. Oh my god, there's like a weed whacker or something right outside. This enters, mill 3, gain 3. Okay, so this is really nice. We are going to be able to cycle the Moogle here, grab a 4th land, and Regalia, make a treasure, attack, immediately get another land. That is a lot of planes. Holy smokes. Oh, they have Saz's Chocobo. This card is going to win so many games. 1 mana, 0/1, but landfall, put a 1/1 counter on it is disgusting. Discard a card. Guess I'm going to discard the Fist here. We have a pretty good turn here. In fact, we have a disgusting turn here. We're going to wipe their board, right? So let's go Crew with the Crew on the stack. 3 damage to each creature. We get a treasure. Wipe the board. Attack for 4. And lost both my Joshuas, but free land is free land. Next death is fine. We can just Aura Sight that. We want to hold on to lands, though, because with the Regalia, we could actually get back up to Joshua. Oh, actually, I guess no. I want to play the Coral here. Never mind. Be able to use the tap effect next turn immediately. Okay, 2/1 Menace. Oh, they have a kick? Yeah, sure. Wow, brutal. And we just keep attacking for 4 and trying to thin out the deck. So this is going to make a bunch of tap 2/2s, but that's a big problem next turn. Especially with the Reno and Rude. Oh, what? They attacked. That's wild. They just die to any creature. God, and we hit another freaking land. No justice, dude. Anything there would have won. Are you kidding? So here's the Reno and Rude. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. You can sack another creature or artifact. If you do, you may play the exiled card, and any mana may be spent. So they hit another land. How many lands? We have to be hitting a spell here soon. Each player sacrifices a non-token creature of their choice. Okay. Are you absolutely kidding? $11, $12, $13, $14, $15? Alright, I need to draw the X damage card. I need to draw the Choco. Choco Comet or whatever. Literally? Literally, though. Was that every single land in my deck? My deck is 16 spells? That's not real, right? I had 1 more land left because I'm running 17. Still. That is absurd. That's frustrating. Wow. We had an insane start. And the only way we could have lost that is just exactly how it did. Plus, they even gave us that turn where if we drew anything to crew the Regalia, and you only need 1 power, we just win because they had decided to attack. That is absurd. So not only... No, I mean, I guess I only drew 14 lands technically. Well, I didn't draw 14 lands. We drew however many lands, and we thinned out however many lands with Regalia. But they also exiled 2 lands with their Rude and Reno. That's frustrating. That's Magic, baby. That's frustrating. pretty good at drawing Prompto every time. World map. Okay, Grixis. Gonna be the spells / control deck. So there is a ton of upside to just playing out a 2-drop this turn, instead of holding up the cycle and getting the guaranteed Warrior Sword. Right? If I just rip the 4th land, then we get to cast the sword. If I don't hit the 4th land, we can just cycle the Moogle and still have a different 2-drop to play. Two, 3, gain 3. Yeah, that's a brick wall for us. Oh, wrong land drawn. But I guess that means we do not need to cycle the Moogle anymore. Look at their 2-3 here. I'm still reeling over that previous game. Alright, Lionheart's gonna shoot for 2. That's 2 to equip, right? Yeah. That's good, but I don't think we're gonna play that to lead off. I think we want to try to get them to use some more removal first. Their Sephiroth's interventions and whatnot. Okay, they're just gonna go digging. You know, Rude and Ramen put in graveyard. No equip, so clearly signifying they have something here. I'm just gonna attack for 4. If they do something this, I'll do something post-combat. Oh, sure. Wow, that's really good for us. Remember, that token is just a 1/1 at the end of the day. I think putting the counter on the Prompto is alright. Could also put it on the Moogle itself, but because I have 2 other equipment, the Moogle as a 2/3 flyer is fine. My opponent's still at 21. That kills a creature when it enters and they get treasures, is that right? Beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your opponent's control, create a treasure. Yeah, then if they have 3 or more, it turns into a fat creature. Alright. Could just equip the sword. But I think I like clearing their board for now, making some more foods or treasures. What can they do for 1 mana here? There's no like spell pierce, is there? All the black tricks I think are 2 mana. Brainstorm in response. Okay. I don't think that entirely makes sense. Actually, it doesn't make any sense, does it? Because they had to use treasure for that. It wasn't like an extra land that was untapped, so if they waited till their turn to brainstorm, they would have drawn an extra card and been 1 card deeper. Which means now they might be brainstorm locked as well, unless they have a land cycler or something otherwise. Brainstorm is one of those really weird cards that gets incorrectly played. I mean, trust me, whenever I play Brainstorm, I'm sure I'm playing it incorrectly as well, but end of turn Brainstorm is usually wrong. In that type of scenario, where you don't have a shuffle effect immediately. Alright, Poo Poo UFO, so they can make that a 2/4. Now do I want to just equip the Warrior Sword for the turn? Because I think they're clearly signifying they have something again. So let's just equip it to our 2/2 here. Because I don't really care if they kill the token in response. Ice Magic to bounce it, that's fine too. I'm going to hold the land in my hand for discarding to Joshua. Alright, Black Waltz is nice. 2/2 Flying Death Touch when you cast a non-creature spell, deals 2 damage to each opponent. There's good old Regalia. Alright. Well, if they have Syncopate, I'm going to get a little bit hurt here. Nice. This has haste, right? Yeah. So now accrue, attack for 10. They have fine blocks, but without anything in their hand, they're taking minimum 3. What do we lose on? Lots of good ones lost. Okay, Waltz is down. And now they have also the problem of Joshua on the battlefield. Poo Poo UFO. Evil reawakened on their Black Waltz. Okay. So it's a 4/4 flying Death Touch with that ability now. It feels like it's better for us right now to just kill that and keep the good attack pressure on instead of anything else. So minimum they're taking 3. Okay. Remember, flipping Joshua immediately deals 2 damage. Alright. Malboro, I discard a card, exile top 3, and lose 2 life. That was whatever. Oh, man, that's a sick draw. Okay. Well, we just cast that now. Dude, Crystal's Chosen is so disgusting. Look at that. All of a sudden, they have to go trade with the 4/4, chump the 6/5, take 4, go to 3. So sick. I don't think that's gonna find you anything, friend. Alright, nice. Whew. So at the very least, we're gonna get the majority of our gems back. I did 3 drafts today on stream. I went 5-3, 5-3, 5-3. So, excluding any pre-release, early access events or anything, my win rate in this format before this draft was what, a 62.5%. 15 and 9. Let's see if we can at least get another 5 winner here. I don't think we're going to Giat yet. Because I don't think there's anything we want to discard yet, right? If we drew a land next turn, then sure. Interesting. Wow. Playing Dark Confidant on turn 2 in Limited is actually kind of insane by them, but I'll go ahead and kill it. And given my hand, I think we just want to discard Fire Magic. The upside potential is just too risky to leave alive, I think. And that makes a dog when it attacks. Right. Ooh, man, we have the Regalia with the Sabotender combo. Always hit a land off of Regalia, which means we're always going to ping for 1. Very cool. Alright, so Giat will trigger and Rummage as well when I play the Warrior's Sword out. Let's see, they get to make a 2/2. It's pretty good. I mean, if I eat their Summon Choco / Mog, I get another attack in with the Regalia. Kinda sucks leaving the Zac Fair there, but I think this makes sense. Now, the awkward thing, right, is of course the Rufus keeps attacking and keeps making the dog, if they pay attention. But this is still ramping out my mana and pinging them, so I think I like it. For the moment, anyways. We might decide to stop here anytime. Pass. Okay. Let's lead on the sword. Trigger Giat. Alright. Oh, they have Mughals Valor. That's so sick. Yeah, that's a blowout. So they gain 3 and they kill my Regalia. Doesn't matter how I order. Good stuff. Two cards left in their hand. Black Mage's Rod. Alright, 1 card left. And a big pump effect. So they're going to be swinging in next turn for sure. Okay, let's draw my crystals chosen, please. Because I am not doing very well. That's not terrible. It's pretty good on the double striker for now. So the Zac Fair is also pretty problematic. Oh, well, maybe we're just dead. Maybe we're just dead, huh? I guess the good news here is that if they sack Zac, I don't take the extra 2 from the Zac, but they do get to eat my Giot. Also gaining 6 of that life back. Okay. I mean, if I equip my sword to my Moogle, it turns into a what? 5/5 flyer, and then they don't actually have that great of an attack with any one creature, but they will still just swarm me. Oh, am I just dead on board? I'm just dead on board because I didn't draw anything relevant. Yeah. I'm dead exactly. Wow, what a beat. I wonder if I'd left the Dark Confidant if we would have won that. Very possible. If I just sit back and let them deal themselves damage. Also possible that we just get swarmed since they have the Moogles and Pump, but... Well, I think this deck was a lot better than a 3-3 on average. And by a lot better, I mean it's probably more like a 4-win deck on average, but so it goes sometimes. That one game where we hit 16 lands was so disgusting, where we had so many turns to just find any spell to basically win. I think this was a good deck. So I guess 3-3 maybe just slightly shooting under average, but feels bad. God, I was hoping the Gilgamesh would get there, and I think if I had drafted a little bit more all into it after picking the Gilgamesh, it would have worked, but we would have been taking like Monk's Fists over actual good cards. So in any case, that's it for me this time. Thanks for watching. Looks like Final Fantasy will be fun for at least a little while, as all sets are, but enjoying it. Lots of cool things to still try out. We'll see you next time.